Officer Ray Stone sat in his small, cluttered office, the window rattling softly from the cold wind outside. The streets of his old city were wet and quiet, covered in a thin fog that made everything look a little older. Ray looked down at his calloused hands and sighed. He had only 3 weeks left before retirement, after 35 long years in the force. But the thought of retirement brought him no joy. His pension barely covered rent. The dreams he had as a young man, travel, peace, maybe a small boat, had all washed away in the slow tide of time. The door creaked open. In walked Detective Alan Morris, young, tall, always looking like he just stepped out of a fashion ad. Morris was sharp, but not in the way Ray was. Morris had charm. Ray had instinct. "Ray, I need your advice," Morris said, sliding into the chair across from him. Ray raised an eyebrow. "Talk." "You know the Dunworths?" Morris asked. "The real estate moguls? Fancy house on River Hill? That's them. Word is someone's planning to steal the Queenstone necklace. You know, the one in that private display case." Ray nodded slowly. The necklace was famous. Massive emeralds, rare diamonds, protected by state-of-the-art security. "We have a tip," Morris continued. "Bartender at the corner bar overheard a couple of known thieves talking. They're planning to break in this Saturday night." Ray leaned back, steepling his fingers. "Let them try." "Ray, we can't just wait around." "Yes, we can, and we should. Catch them in the act. No doubt, no lawyers. Just results." Morris frowned. "You always play a different game, don't you?" "That's why you came to me," Ray said with a slight smirk. Later that week, Ray met with Lila, the bartender at the corner bar. She handed him a small velvet pouch under the table. Inside was a perfect fake of the Queenstone necklace. "You're sure it looks real? My cousin in the props business made it. Film-grade replica." "Good," Ray said, slipping her a thick envelope. "And thanks for calling me instead of the rookies." Saturday night, 11:58 p.m. Ray sat in an unmarked car parked down the street from the Dunworths' mansion. 2 young officers flanked him. The street was still, silent. 12:11 a.m. A shadow moved. A tall man in black scaled the gate. Seconds later, a woman followed. 12:27 a.m. They emerged, carrying a small black case. Ray's car moved. They followed the thieves for 3 blocks before switching on the lights. "License and registration," said the young officer. The thieves were calm. Too calm. Ray stepped up, nodded to the others and opened the trunk. There it was, the case. He opened it, pretending to examine the necklace. In truth, he swapped it. Incident, back at the station, the evidence went into lockup. Ray handed it to Morris, whose eyes sparkled at the sight. "Nice work, Ray. Your last case might just be your finest." 6 weeks later. Ray sat on the balcony of a coastal villa, sun warm on his face, glass of wine in hand. A small yacht bobbed gently in the bay. On his wrist, a modest but expensive watch ticked softly. Inside, Lila hummed as she unpacked her suitcase. "So," she called, "Greece or Italy next?" Ray smiled. "We earned it." She laughed. "And the necklace?" Ray glanced at the wooden box on the table. The real Queenstone necklace sparkled inside, safe and sound. Retirement, it turned out, had one last surprise, and Officer Ray Stone had played the long game perfectly.